Is Naby Keïta the last piece of Jurgen Klopp's puzzle at Liverpool? Hello everyone and welcome to the What If League. Today we're doing an episode about expectations, what to expect of Naby Keïta when he comes to Liverpool. So what I am going to do in this experiment, I'm going to fast forward until the end of the season when Naby Keïta joins the Reds, and then we're going to see how he performs over the next 3 seasons. So bear with me, now I'm going to fast forward until the end of season 1 and go to the 2nd of July when Keïta is officially going to be part of the Anfield squad. Here we are now on the 2nd of July 2018, and the first piece of news is that Jurgen Klopp is fired by Liverpool. Apparently they did not perform very well in the Premier League, so they decided to fire him on the 14th of May. He has been replaced by Luis Enrique only 3 days later, and we're going to see a Liverpool that are being managed by Luis Enrique for the next 3 seasons. That would be interesting to see as well. I'm not sure how different their tactics are going to be. I guess a lot, since they are different managers with different preferences and different preferred tactics to employ. But this is what Football Manager simulated until the end of the first season. So let's see how it plays out. Looking at the Premier League table for this first season, Liverpool finished 5th, 1 point behind 3rd and 4th place Tottenham. So it was a very close battle until the very end. Unfortunately, they did not qualify for Champions League, and apparently this is the reason why he was fired. Let me just quickly go and have a look at the FA Cup. FA Cup was won by Manchester United after they beat Burnley on penalties in the final. And the League Cup, who won the League Cup? Manchester United won the League Cup as well, which is quite interesting, since they actually lost in reality. That's not possible in reality to happen. But in any case, this is what we have in the game. So now I'm going to fast forward 3 years into the future and see how does Naby Keïta perform in the red shirt. Let's see him here. He's already part of Liverpool, as you can see. These are his stats. And let's see how he manages to play while at Anfield. Alright, we are now the 2nd of June 2021, and let's see what happened in the Premier League for the next 3 seasons. In the first season, as you already saw, Manchester City were champions, 11 points clear of 2nd place Manchester United. Then in season 2, Arsenal were champions. This is a big surprise to me as well, at least. Liverpool were in 6th position, so they did not actually manage to build on their previous season ending. They actually dropped 1 position down. In the next season, Manchester United were champions, Liverpool in 5th position, and in the last season, Liverpool managed to get into the top 4, and they have qualified for the Champions League. Champions were Chelsea. So very interesting turn of events. Let's have a look at Liverpool. They have a new head coach. Rui Vitória is now their head coach. Captain is Jordan Henderson, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is the vice captain. Key player is Mohamed Salah. So they have managed to keep Salah. This is good news for them. If we look at the head coach section, we see that Luis Enrique was fired after 2 years. He resigned from the role. Actually, he did not get fired. He is now the head coach of Spain. So this is what happened at Liverpool. Quite the turbulent times. Now let's see what happened with Naby Keïta himself. And did he have a good time? Oh, he's already a player of Manchester City. So Another big surprise, he was sold to Manchester City for 43.5 million, so actually Liverpool recorded a loss on Naby Keïta in the game. This is very odd, to be honest. I'm very surprised. You can see that he performed well, not perfect, but well enough, at least in his first season. 7.26 is a very good average rating. He scored 9 goals in total, 12 assists, 6 Player of the Match awards. Then in the next season, 12 assists again. Just 1 goal, but this is not his forte anyway. So I'm very surprised that they sold him for such a small amount. Now let's have a quick look at the transfer screen and see what happened there. The sum might go up to 62 million, and it's probably going to go up. So let's have a quick look at the transfers that Liverpool made before we finish this experiment that is so surprising to me. In the first season of Luis Enrique's charge at Anfield, they brought Jefferson Lerma, Naby Keïta, which was an arranged transfer, Sebastian Szymanski from Legia Warsaw, and Bernard from Shakhtar. On the other hand, they sold Danny Ings to Huddersfield, Alberto Moreno to Napoli, Danny Ward was sold to Crystal Palace, John Flanagan was transferred to Newcastle, Adam Lallana was sold to Tottenham, and the rest were minor transfers or loans. Next season, they managed to get Nacho Monreal on a free, Renato Sanchez from Bayern Munich, Maximiliano Romero from PSV Eindhoven, Tin Jedvaj from Milan, Fred from Shakhtar, so that was a second successive transfer from Shakhtar, Andre Moreira from Atletico Madrid for a very, very cheap sum, so I guess this is a young player. No, Portuguese goalkeeper, so they brought a backup goalkeeper there. Esteban Oliveira from Penarol, another cheap player. Let's see who he is. He's a regen, and they have returned him on loan at Penarol. You can see that he is very, very impressive, at least to me. For a 19-year-old player, he is probably going to develop quite the impressive winger. Ruben Semedo was brought from Villarreal, and Carlos Gurezo on a free. Carlos Gurezo is Ecuadorian defensive midfielder. He's already in another team, so he has probably been sold. Then in the outgoing section, Marko Grujic was sold to Hamburg. Emre Can was sold to Manchester City for £103 million. A very, very big transfer here. Apparently they managed to renew his contract. They did not lose him on a free. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain joined Tottenham for 18.75 million. Mignolet was sold to Brighton. Ryan Kent to Sunderland. Lovren to Lazio. A lot of transfers there. So a lot of players going in and out of Liverpool in these 3.5 years. In the last season they bought Harmjan Diekman from Erenven, Mamadou Koulibaly from Udinese, Thiago Maia from Lille, so this is an impressive transfer. Jonathan Panzo on a free. Who is that player? 20-year-old Englishman. I have not seen this player at all, ever. He is a Chelsea graduate. Not very impressive. Patrick Schick has been brought from Roma, Kieran Tierney from Manchester City, Benteke. Again, this is a second stint from Christian Benteke at Liverpool. This time he was brought from Swansea, so from Crystal Palace he went to Swansea and now back to Liverpool. Ben Davies was brought from Tottenham, Christian Pavon from Southampton, Vitolo from Atletico Madrid, and Jeroen Petters from Utrecht. Jeroen Petters is a regen player. He's a central defender, at 18-year-old. So he's still very young and he has a lot of time to develop, but at the moment he's not that impressive, to be honest. In the outgoing section, more transfers to Manchester City. Roberto Firmino for 67 million. Naby Keïta, as we already saw, for 62 million potentially. Daniel Sturridge has been sold to Southampton here, so he has not joined West Brom in this version of the game. Joe Gomez is part of Bournemouth now. Carlos Guezo has been sold to Red Bull Leipzig. Jorginho Wijnaldum has joined West Brom. Jefferson Lerma, which was one of the new guys, he has been sold to West Ham in the meanwhile. Harry Wilson, the young Liverpoolian, has been sold to Bournemouth. Dominic Solanke has been sold to Huddersfield for just £1 million. So he was a complete fail at Liverpool apparently here in this version of the game. Ovie Ejaria has been sold to Middlesbrough for £170,000. So again, he did not develop very well at all. Alright, this is very interesting. Let's see the tactics screen. This is Rui Vitoria's version of Liverpool, where he is playing 4-1-3-2 with a defensive midfielder. I'm not sure how they manage to control games. They play very attackingly with Schick and Benteke. Both are strong forwards, and Salah is on the right wing. Mane is in the substitutes apparently here. Of course, keep in mind that this is not necessarily the first squad that are playing the majority of games. So now let's have a quick look at European competitions and see what happened in these 3 years. First of all, let's have a look at the FA Cup and the League Cup in England and see who won those competitions in the last 3 years. So Luis Enrique won a trophy in his first season at Liverpool. He won the FA Cup. Manchester City won the next one, and Newcastle won the last one. So at least there were some trophies for Liverpool there. In the League Cup competition, Manchester City were victorious, then Southampton and Chelsea. No trophies here for Liverpool. Now let's move our focus to the European competitions. First off, we start with the Europa League, and the very first Europa League season was won by Manchester United after an All-English final. Manchester United defeating Arsenal 2-1 in that final. They qualified for that game after beating Olympique Marseille, Sevilla and Atalanta. In the next season, Marseille were victorious after beating Inter in the final 3-2 after extra time. They also defeated Milan, Monaco and Fenerbahce on their way to this final. Liverpool were eliminated by Lyon in the second knockout round. Then in the next season, Villarreal won the Europa League after beating Tottenham in the final after penalties and 1-1 in regular time. Villarreal qualified for that game after defeating Athletic Bilbao, Zenit and CSK Moscow. Liverpool were eliminated by Lazio after beating Wolfsburg on penalties in the second knockout round. In the last season here actually, Manchester United won another Europa League after beating Valencia in the final. This final was played at the Groupama Stadium. United qualified after beating Milan, Sporting Clube de Portugal and Tottenham. Liverpool bowed out to Milan in the quarterfinals after defeating Spartak Moscow in the second knockout round. Moving one tier up to the Champions League, the first instance of the Champions League was won by Juventus on penalties against Monaco. Juventus also defeated Real Madrid, Tottenham and Paris Saint-Germain on their way to this game. Then in the second season, Chelsea were victorious in the highest European competition after beating Atletico Madrid 1-0 in the final. Chelsea also eliminated Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City on their way to the trophy. In season number 3, Juventus won another Champions League after beating Chelsea in the final 2-0. Juventus also eliminated Paris Saint-Germain, Roma and Hertha Berlin on their way to the trophy. And in the final season, Chelsea managed to avenge themselves against the same opponent, so this was a replay of the final. Chelsea this time won 2-0 against Juventus. And the Blues from Stamford Bridge also eliminated Atletico Madrid on their way to the final in the semis, Benfica in the quarterfinals and French Monaco with a staggering 6-0 on aggregate in the first knockout round. Now, before we finish this experiment, I just want to quickly look at the Ballon d'Or awards and who won them in the last 3 years. So Cristiano Ronaldo won the first one, Neymar second, Higuain third. Then Dybala won the award in 2019 with Ronaldo second and Higuain in third place. Lionel Messi won the last one in year 2020 with Paulo Dybala in second place and Antoine Griezmann in third place. Alright, that's it for this video guys. You see how Naby Keïta's performance at Liverpool was actually very surprising. First of all, Jurgen Klopp was fired, then Luis Enrique resigned and Naby Keïta was sold to Manchester City along with several other players. So this was not the development that I expected, to be honest. In any case, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you're going to receive notifications for when I upload new videos. In the meantime, you can also check out my social media, links will be listed in the description below. Let me know what do you guys think about this experiment and what would you like to see next. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching, until the next time, bye!